Hello and welcome. I'm Dr. Ellen. I'm going to talk today about a really important topic about how to help children and teenagers handle stress in their lives. We live in a really beautiful world, but there are so many stressors, so many sources of stress, especially now in our environment. We know as adults and parents, we feel stress. And kids feel stress too. So today I'm going to talk about how parents can help kids handle stress better. And the first thing I want to mention is if you feel that your child exhibits stress at high enough levels that they need professional help, please make sure that they do get the help that they need. Today, I'm going to be talking about what parents can do to help all kids handle stress, no matter what level. And all kids experience some level of stress, some lower, some higher. And our goal as parents is to always be there to let them know that we can help them with strategies, we can help them with skills. We want our kids to be empowered, to be resilient, to feel strong, and to feel that they can handle the stresses in their life. So we don't want to take the stresses really away from them. We don't want to handle the stresses. We want to be there to teach them the lessons to make them stronger, to make them feel more empowered. That's the best gift that we can give our kids, not to solve the stresses for them, but to be good role models, good teachers in how to become empowered, how to handle stress, how to be resilient. And so that's what I'm going to talk about today. And again, if you do feel your child needs professional help, please reach out and make sure that they do get it. So the first thing I want to mention about handling stress is it's really important to have an open dialogue and open communication with your child about what's going on in their life. What's going on? How do they feel? What are they experiencing? Because if you want them to come to you when they have a problem, when they have a challenge, you need to have this communication set up already. If they're not really coming to you and opening up, then there's no guarantee that they're going to share with you a problem. The most important thing is to have that open communication so that you feel on a regular basis they're sharing with you what's going on, so that if there's a problem, it's just part of their everyday communication with you, to share the issue that's going on in their life. And there's a wide range of issues where kids experience stress. And I want to share that wide range so you can feel conscious and aware of these types of issues. And again, the first step is to take that step and ask them, what's going on? How's school? How is it going with your friends? Who do you eat lunch with? Who do you see after school on the way home? Ask them the first question, what's going on? And then make sure you ask them the next question and the next question. So here are some issues that are really common that kids experience stress. One is stress related to school issues. So sometimes they're nervous and stressed about a test coming up. Sometimes they're nervous and stressed about a grade that they got back. Sometimes they're nervous about homework or a project or an assignment they have where they may not feel totally empowered to do it, or they may not be totally clear about the assignment. So again, having open conversations with your child can help you know when these issues are occurring, so that you can intervene and interact and come up with some useful strategies that might help your child. And of course, the topic of social issues brings about a wide range of stress-related issues. So the general, are they fitting in with their classmates? Do they feel left out? What about peer pressure, bullying in their environment? And older kids, there are the issues of drugs and sex. And during COVID, there have been tons of stressors for our kids. Is school at home? Is school at school? And the going back and forth has been really stressful for lots of kids. The decreased social opportunities has been a problem for some kids. For some kids who are introverts, they've actually done well at home. And for introverted kids, it may be a little bit more difficult for them to go back to school. Whereas kids who are extroverted may really have been missing a lot of the social interaction that's resulted from the COVID pandemic. So again, it's important to know your child, to listen, to ask questions, and know what they're feeling. And there are many life and family issues that can cause stress, that can result in stress for kids. A new sibling at home. And of course, that's exciting for the family, but having an extra person in the house is not something that kids are used to. And it can be stressful, even though it's exciting. Moving to a new home, having a new teacher, or starting a new school. When somebody in the family is sick, parents or a sibling, or even grandparents, somebody in the hospital, it can be very stressful for kids. They can worry, they can feel insecure or even unsafe sometimes. What happens if a parent or a grandparent is sick? And so kids can really feel very worried about many of these issues. Problems with parents, when they overhear parents arguing, or separation or divorce. It's really important to be conscious of kids' stress during those big family times of change and family challenges. A lot of times when there's current events or community events, there can be stressors for kids. And again, in terms of current events, we talked about COVID. Sometimes COVID has been more in the news and less in the news, and then back in the news again. So it's really important for kids to know that they can come to you and you can share with kids strategies. And one is to really let them know that if they have issues and concerns and challenges, that you're always open to discuss it with them. And they can also discuss problems or challenges with other adults in their lives, with teachers or grandparents, or maybe aunts and uncles, or a babysitter, somebody that they trust and they feel comfortable with. So kids should know if they feel stressed, talking to an adult can be helpful. And you might also want to share some strategies if you're feeling stressed. Take some deep breaths. Just breathe in, and it helps lower the stress level in your body. And anything that supports physical health can also help support emotional health. So those suggestions about deep breathing, if your child is open to meditation or other types of relaxation activities, yoga, or some types of exercise. In addition to stress releasing activities, I always tell the parents who I work with, I tell my clients, what activities do your kids have that are fun in their life? Like for some kids, it's sports. For some kids, it's music. Some kids, it's art or yoga, or other types of artistic activities. So you want to make sure that your child really knows what it feels like to have fun, so that when they have some stress in their life, they also know what it feels like to be relaxed enough in their life and to feel fun, to feel that sensation of enjoyment, of delight, of happiness. We want to make sure that they experience the happy side, the good sides, to help them through the more difficult challenges that we know all kids are going to experience. And if you're having a conversation with kids about stress, you might even help them understand what stress is and what it feels like in the body. If you're stressed, you may feel your heart beating faster. You may feel your breathing is a little bit more difficult, a little bit more labored. You might have a tight chest, a stomach ache, a headache. You may feel you're sweating, so that kids can help understand their physical sensations and they really understand more what stress is and how, with some relaxation techniques and deep breathing, they can help handle their stressful situations. And again, I would say the most important strategy is having that open dialogue, that back and forth, so that kids openly discuss with you what they're experiencing and how they're feeling in their lives. And so they know if they're having a problem or an issue, that they can come and talk to you and that you always have an open ear for them, no matter what. So that discussion, that channel of conversation is really important, reassuring children that they can come to you and discuss anything on their mind, and knowing that that channel is there for general issues, not just when there's a problem, but they're always talking to you. How was your day today? How are you feeling? How did this go? So that if there's a problem, it's just another conversation with you. If your child is older and you haven't really had that line of communication, and very often when we're busy working parents, it's just hard to find that time. If you feel that you haven't had that time with your child, that open communication channel, that's sometimes the hardest step to create. And that's something I sometimes talk to my clients about how to create that channel with their child, how to develop it if it hasn't been there. That's sometimes a difficult step. And if that's a challenge for you and an issue, feel free to reach out to me. I will try to put my calendar, if you'd like to have a phone conversation on this topic or any topic. I'll try to put my calendar there for a phone conversation. If you'd like to email me, it's really easy. ellenwillhelp@gmail.com. And as well, if you have any other topics that you'd like for me to talk about, feel free to send them to me by email or list them in the comments here. I do always go back and look for any comments. So I hope this topic was useful for you and that you have taken some time to think about what channel, what the condition and status of your channel is in communicating with your kids, especially when they have challenges in their life. If you feel that this was helpful, please click the like button so that other people can know this is helpful, and hit subscribe so that you can be aware when I have other videos that could be useful to you. I post a video every week. So next week at the same time, I'm going to post another video. If you have a suggested topic, feel free to let me know, and maybe your topic will be the one that I post next week. So again, I look forward to meeting with you next time. And until then, be strong, be empowered, and let's talk again soon.